Hello everyone, and this is my review for TNA Impact Wrestling on October 20th, 2016. And well, let's just start off with how they start off the show, which was with Cody Rhodes cutting a promo about the world title match later that night. In all honesty, the promo between Eddie Edwards and Cody it was a very good promo. Both sides did really well, but the biggest problem I had with it, in the way that they had to depict Cody Rhodes, like he was telling stories about his father and everything like that. He was being super face and getting everybody behind him throughout the entire time. But you also have this feel good story from Eddie Edwards as well, and the promo package that they put together is like even Cody's conflicted. He doesn't necessarily like he says he likes Eddie Edwards, and it's like now it's his job to end his dream so he can fulfill his. And it made me wish that they would have kept the title on Lashley, and that match with Cody would have been with Lashley, because then you could play off Cody Rhodes, just Cody. I gotta just say Cody. I'm used to saying Cody Rhodes when it comes to everything. But Cody wanting to fulfill a dream and being the best. Like, he cut this passionate promo about telling his father like why he wanted that he wanted to become a professional wrestler and everything to go along with it. It made you wish that he was going up against a heel to do that, and trying to overcome that to go along with it. I think it would have told a better story, and I'll talk about the match a little bit later, because they do continue with a story to go along with it. But overall, like, the promo was good between them, but it made you wish that world title shot that Cody was going to get would have been against the heel instead of the face like Eddie Edwards. Though, in all honesty, the match most people would consider the match to be pretty good. Would be a pretty good match to go off and see. Lashley interrupts the promo as well, and basically saying, like, your guys' match is basically to find out whoever's going to get destroyed by him, because he was going to beat Moose and everything in that sense. Moose comes out, and that was actually the first match of the night. It was the number one contendership match to see who would face the winner of Cody and Eddie Edwards. And Moose and Lashley put on a pretty decent match. I thought it was a thoroughly enjoyable one. Both sides were did kick out of a finisher here and there, which you kind of expect for a number one contendership match. That's not anything really bad there. But again, it came off as one of those things that you kind of knew Lashley needed to go over here. Though Moose is on a big roll, it's like you already have a face champion, and he's facing another face character tonight. Now, like that face champion needs to go up against the heel instead of another face character, which would have been Moose in this case. But overall, good match between the two of them, and Lashley going over was pretty much expected after the whole aspect of who the champion is and everything in that sense. At least to me it was, in that way, shape, or form. But otherwise, pretty good match. You have the Tribunal cutting a promo backstage, and they were cutting a promo about the Broken Hearts, how they got this World Tag Team title match, and then all of a sudden, like, that promo ends and they get interrupted by these guys dressed up in masks. Like, we had this promo last week as well, where they just interrupt something out of nowhere, and you have this thing, like, it's a black and white setup. A bunch of guys are there. One guy's talking in what you would consider Anonymous's voice to go along with it, and and you have like Doc flashing in the background, like a very brief thing that looks like it just says DOC to go along with it. And basically what they're saying is like chaos is coming, and it comes tonight. And then it just cuts to the end. Interesting promo. Interesting vignette. We'll see where this goes. Because they do something a little bit later on as well. Then there was a Fact of Life segment, which now Eli Drake has a full setup, like TV talk and everything in that sense type setup. And his guest was Aaron Rex. So basically, out of nowhere, though with the way that he's been winning matches recently with the Grand Championship, he had been doing a little bit more of heelish tactics to keep the title, and now he's kind of, going semi buddy. Like, they were having a very good promo between Aaron Rex and Eli Drake, but they were almost like semi buddy with everything. But this eventually does lead to EC3 coming out. Oh, yeah, I have to throw out there because I have it down in my notes. That throughout the entire time, they have this laugh track and booing. Like, even, initially Aaron Rex gets booed by the quote-unquote soundboard that they had. So he's still somewhat face, but they're almost having, like, this buddy type talk and everything to go along with it. It was an interesting promo. It was a very educated talk, basically. That's how they were going with everything to go along with it. EC3 eventually does interrupt the proceedings. He's challenging Eli Drake to have a match with him. Basically he was asking him every single time. He's like, press the button, just press the button once, and then he was going to come over there and like destroy the set or something like that. Eventually, Eli Drake does, and he does charge, and they start brawling. Aaron Rex tries to get in the middle, and EC3 decks him, which causes Aaron Rex to actually attack EC3, which also brings out Jesse Goddard's, because from the match the week before. This eventually leads to another promo backstage with EC3 and Jesse Goddard's challenging Aaron Rex and Eli Drake, so a tag match is made for next week. Segment was an interesting one. It was a rather long one to go along with it. But the whole aspect that they have like a full set for the Fact of Life now, like it's not just like him in the ring with a podium and a button. It's like a talk show almost to go along with it. It was an interesting way of going about it, and we'll see where everything goes from there. But it was an interesting segment because Aaron Rex wasn't completely a heel yet. He was using heel tactics, and even here, he's not a heel because he's only reacting to what EC3 did to him in that sense as well. So, like, you're having a heel still go up with a guy who's a face in a tag team against two faces. It's interesting in the end. Like I said, we'll see where they go with everything. You also have a backstage segment with Allie and Braxton Sutter. Basically, Braxton's like hitting on Allie and everything in that sense. And Laurel comes up again, Lauren comes up again and basically takes Allie away. It's like, oh, Maria wants to talk to you, and then she starts flirting with Braxton. And Braxton's like, doesn't want anything to do with her in any way, shape, or form. So they're obviously setting up something there between Allie and Braxton Sutter down the road, and we'll see where they go with everything. But this also leads to an in-ring segment with Maria, Lauren, and Allie going up against, or not going up against anybody, but just another promo. And Maria berates Allie, does her typical shtick against Allie and everything. And this is like the one time that she uses what power she has left, basically, because she's not the leader of the Knockouts or anything in that sense. But Allie is her apprentice, so she can actually do stuff to Allie still. So she uses the little power she has left to make Lauren Von Ness go up against Allie for next week's show. And Allie, and that was set up basically because Allie starts standing up for herself, because she, like, even though Maria blames Allie finally fires back and is like, Maria's the one to blame because she was the one going out of control and everything in that sense. So overall, okay segment. Again, continuing this whole aspect of Maria being just completely out of control at any given time. Again, we'll see how everything comes off on that one. So this one brings up to the Broken Hardys. I'm just going to call them the Broken Hardys from now on, because Matt Hardy's just too good. And Jeff is kind of like wishy-washy every now and again. I kind of like where they're going with everything. I like how Rebby plays him out to piano and everything, and then Jeff starts singing instead of like that he's obsolete, that it's going to be the opponents are obsolete now. Instead of saying he says they will fade away and classify themselves as obsolete. And I kind of like where they're going with that. But the Broken Hardys went up against Tribunal. This was a pretty decent match. nothing really to say about the match. You got your typical Hardy stuff in the terms of how Broken Matt Hardy reacts to things. He does like bite spot and everything in that sense, like he usually does. So he's completely like different in the terms of the in-ring. But they do a couple things that were typical Hardys, like a whisper in the wind and stuff like that to go along with it. So they throw a little bit in there to go along with the new stuff. But after the match, the Broken Hardys are walking up the entrance ramp, and lights go out, and lo and behold, those people that were in the promo that had like the dock thing, the dock thing showing up earlier and saying Chaos was going to arrive, they come in and just start waylaying on the Tribunal. They take them out. And all you see in the end is Broken Matt Hardy doing like that creepy voice, like he's extremely happy to see these guys in some way, shape, or form, and we'll get a little bit more explanation on that a little bit later on, or not later on, but probably in like next week's show or something in that sense. I don't know how they're gonna fully explain everything, but you got like Matt Hardy going like doing that bit that he usually does. To go along with everything. So it looks like maybe this doc, like whatever they're fully going to be called in the end, is going to go up against the Broken Hardys in some way, shape, or form. Maybe that was the full premonition or something in that sense to go along with it. They cut another promo later on saying that Chaos will continue to rain down on Impact Wrestling and everything like that a little bit later on, continue on into the future. So you get another quick backstage type promo with it being black and white and those guys just sitting at a desk and talking in that ominous voice to go along with it. You also had Tyrus backstage with Muhammad Ali Shira. And basically, Tyrus says he's going to try to fix Muhammad Ali Shira in some way, shape, or form. And he said he was going to give him a top-notch opponent and everything like that. So it looks like they're going to do something with Muhammad Ali Shira. Oh, but wait. No, it was Michael Bennett. So usually when they set something up like that, it's like, oh, I got you some kind of world-class opponent. It's like, okay, maybe they're building Muhammad Ali Shira. No, he went out there and went up against Michael Bennett. And, of course, Michael Bennett wins. Match really doesn't really lead to anything. Because there's nothing with Tyrus afterwards. So maybe they'll set up something next week or anything like that. But they have something set up that apparently Tyrus is trying to fix Muhammad Ali Shira. So basically telling him, it's like, you need to stop doing the dancing thing and everything in that sense. So he didn't do any dancing while coming down or anything to go along with it. You also have DJ Z doing a promo promoting this Team X Gold, which means like he's got like this team and they're trying to set up some kind of 6-man tag tournament or something like that. He gets interrupted by Rockstar Spud. It's like, I've got 2 guys, and that they were gonna wipe the floor with Team X Gold and everything in that sense. And honestly, the promo just came off as a dud. Really, it didn't come off that good. No. It did not really leave me excited with this. But it also is something that they can build potentially a story out of. I mean, at least they announced something for the X Division, where beforehand it's like, oh, X Division match. That's all you get in the end. It's like, oh, here's an X Division match. But in the end, like, they did nothing to promote it. So they're doing something to promote it. It just didn't come off that good. And that's just my opinion on it. But we'll see how everything comes out when they're doing this. I guess it's going to be like a 6-man tag type style thing. I don't know what it's going to be fully in the end, though. This brings us to the main event of the night, which was Cody going up against Eddie Edwards. It was a good match. It was a good match, but like I said beforehand, you almost wish that this was Cody going up against Lashley instead of it being a face versus face. It was face versus face here, and eventually it was your traditional style wrestling match where and the end comes where Cody does a superplex, was going to float over, but gets small packaged by Eddie Edwards, and Eddie Edwards gets the win. It was a good match. It was an enjoyable match too, but like I said, the way they built up everything with Cody and the stories that he was telling throughout the night is like, why was this not like Cody versus Lashley for the world title? And something in that sense. Especially after the fact that you just switched the world title and now it's on the line and it's a different person other than the previous champion. It didn't really give that believable area as like, oh, they're going to switch the title tonight. No, something's going to happen. Well, lo and behold, Eddie Edwards gets a clean win. But after the match, as after they had left and Cody's kind of basking and everything that goes through there, here's where the story kicks in. Maria comes out and attacks Brandy Rhodes. And basically, this is going to lead into something with Brandy and Maria, and more than likely with Cody and Michael Bennett to go along with it. Though we've already seen the one-on-one match, or at least their first one, a couple weeks ago. They will probably do something like mixed tags or something in that sense. So you're going to be getting something more from that particular storyline than, say, Cody continuing after the world title. No, he's going to be going after Michael Bennett. And, of course, Brandy's going to be going after Maria to go along with that. So we'll see how everything goes out there. Overall, this week's Impact was not a bad one. It was more interesting than anything, and you're kind of left with this whole aspect of what are they going to do with certain things, especially that whole DOC or Doc or whatever they're going to call this anonymous style group that's just behind mask right now. And basically like, oh, who are the members of this to go along with it? Because obviously they didn't show any of the members. So we may see something down the road. So like I said, it was more interesting than I would say really good. It leaves you wondering what's going on with some stuff, like what's going to happen with Michael Bennett, Maria, Brandy Rhodes, and Cody to go along with it. What are they doing with Muhammad Ali with Tyrus, because there was nothing else really after that. And this whole aspect of, are they slowly turning Aaron Rex into a heel, or is he going to just do this one thing like a heel or something like that, and then completely just change him later on? Like, he needs a shot of something. Like, his promos have been good, but he looks so generic. And I think that's always been his problem. Towards the end, like, the whole comedy stuff that he did got him over, but otherwise he had always looked kind of bland. Very good talker, but good promo, good in ring, but there was always something missing about him. And I think he's finally getting kind of exposed on that. And we'll see what happens when if he becomes a heel fully, or if he's like a tweener or something like that down the road. So we'll see how everything goes in the end. So with that being said, that is my review this week for TNA Impact Wrestling. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.